Let's talk about one of my favorite strategies for making a great living on Amazon, the Gazelle method. So let me explain the big idea here. Why bash each other over the head for the same one, two, or three most competitive keywords? So like in other words, we're going to go after the lame Gazelle here. Okay, so let me explain this concept. So a lot of you who might be watching this, you do have some previous experience on Amazon. And maybe you used a method that got you into a very, very competitive category. And you're just kind of not sure what to do. Or you've never been able to sell an adequate amount because you're not able to rank because it's too competitive. This is a great solution for to start making some excellent income by nibbling around the edges. Here's the concept. Why smash each other, bash each other over the head, trying to all compete over the same 2 to 3 most competitive keywords? Instead, why don't we pounce on the lame gazelles? So I mentioned this in Module 1 briefly, but I'm big into layups. I want to shoot fish in a barrel. I want the easy pickings. I don't want too hard. I want easy. So the first stage of your product success, if you use this technique and this strategy, will be to pursue those keywords that are what I call the low-hanging fruit. These are the keywords that are super easy to rank for because they're pretty much ignored by the big dogs, right? And this is the same, here, I'll just extend this metaphor. So the lions, when it's time for dinner and they see a herd of these gazelles, they're not going to expend their energy going after the strongest, the fastest gazelle, the most muscular. What are they going to do? They're going to pick on the one that just hurt their leg, that's just kind of limping around, that can't really run, and they're going to pounce. Again, they don't want too hard, easy. Or either. They want easy. A Freudian slip there. They want easy, right? They want the layup. Okay? So the concept is, if you have a competitive product, and again, I am not afraid of competition. To me, that's the ultimate sign that I can make a lot of money. So the way that I tackle a very competitive niche or product is, look, I showed you some of the data on that CPR metric that would approximate how many units you'd need to move or give away to rank for that particular keyword. And there's one that was like over 2,000 units. I think it was whey protein. In fact, maybe I'll use whey protein as our example here just to show you and demonstrate what I'm talking about. But that's way too much product. And that's just to compete and get to page 1 and the top of page 1 for one keyword, right? And arguably it's the most competitive keyword. So the idea is if you're able to pull that off, then you'll also be simultaneously ranked for some of the other ones, possibly, but not always. So anyway, let's just pretend there's no way that you can give away 2,000 units to rank it, nor do you want to. So how do we do this? No problem. So again, instead of bashing your head fighting over that same keyword, we're going to nibble on the outside edges. We're going to find a dozen or two lame gazelles that are super, super easy to rank for. And we're going to get page 1. We're going to get top of page 1 for this whole host of this whole set of keywords, 20 or 30 or 40 keywords that the rest of the marketplace is just kind of shrugging and not too excited about because, everybody's eye is on the shiny object, those 1, 2, 3 big volume keywords. Okay, so let me just show you how this works. In Helium 10 here, and the reason why I'm bringing up this method here in Module 2 is because we've already been doing some work in Helium 10. I will actually detail the full execution of the Gazelle method in our final module, in Module 6, called Rank. Okay. It's brilliant, but you're not ready for that yet. It's outside the scope of this module. But for now, since we're working in Helium 10, I want to show you how we find these low-hanging fruit keywords. Again, the lame gazelles. Okay, so we're going to go over to Magnet, and we're going to search. Let's do whey protein. Whey. And there's our search results for whey protein. We're going to sort by exact phrase match. Now remember how competitive this was. So for example, if you wanted to compete and rank your product for this monster keyword called protein powder, I mean, look at how much search volume. So yes, there's a ton of money, ton of searches for this, but there's also a ton of competing products, over 10,000. And the helium-10 tool estimates we'd have to give away over 2,000 units to compete. That is a very competitive product. But let me show you what I would do. I would ignore these because everyone is just fighting over, again, the top 2 or 3 keywords. And look at this here. See where it says word count? Okay, we're going to increase this word count to 3 or even 4 so that we get what's called the long tail keywords. Okay, let me just demonstrate this and then I'll explain this. So we're going to up this to 3. And now it's going to display these longer tail keywords. And look at how easier these are to rank for here. It went from like 2,000 down to 448. So right on the cusp of medium competition. Let's go one more. I might even go one more here. And look at how easy some of these are to rank for. 48 units, 64. Now, here's the interesting thing. So these are called longer tail keywords because you're not going to get as much search volume. I mean, honestly, this is still a big amount of search volume, 29,000, 27, okay? But these 3 appear to be brands, Optimum, Gold. So let's just go from here down, okay? Okay, so look, we have 9,000 for this keyword, 6,000 for this, 6,000 for that. If you go all the way down here, this totals probably just as much as some of the most competitive keywords. And yet, look at how few number of units we would have to give away. Now, you don't have to give away like this many for all of these. Again, I will detail how the ranking part works in Module 6. Again, you're not ready for this. It goes outside the scope of this. I'm just saying, look, pretty much you have all of these really easy to rank for keywords, much easier to rank for. And what happens is oftentimes within these longer tail keywords contains the most competitive keyword, right? So protein powder for blank, whey isolate protein powder, low carb protein powder, whey protein, protein powder, okay? Whey protein. So contain within what's called a long tail keyword because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 words. And oftentimes the most competitive keywords are only 2 words, right? So just to show you what I'm talking about, it just makes sense because more people are going to search for just simply whey protein or protein powder, right? I mean, this is how most people search. But here's the interesting thing. The longer the number of words, the better the buyer, because they're looking for something very specific. Does that make sense? It's called commercial intent. So ironically enough, when we increase the word count to 4, it's easier to rank for these. Again, we're going to ignore the brand-driven ones, and we're going to look from here down. You can see that worst case scenario, I have to give away 176 units. So we're in the low to medium of the competition range. And I can start ranking almost right away for a lot of these amazing keywords, right? And if you want to even be more conservative, you can start here. I mean, this has 4,000 searches, 8,000. And if you total like all these up, even if you're super conservative, you're talking probably 20 to 40,000 a month searches. And you're able to rank page 1 much easier with a fraction of the number of giveaways, okay? So that is called the Gazelle method. I love it. The metaphor to lock in your mind is, we don't want to go after the strong buck, the muscular gazelle who's full of energy and prancing around. We'll let the rest of the dummies go after that and exhaust themselves and go broke. We're going to go after the lame gazelles, the easy pickings. And we're going to go after 20, 30, 40 of these lame gazelles simultaneously that are super easy to rank for. True, they're less search volume, but in totality, when you add the search volumes together, it is very impressive indeed. Anyway, that's the Gazelle method. This is only intended to be an introduction while we're in Helium 10, but I hope that got you pretty excited.